name is Amy White, and I am founder and president of TransTex License and Permit Solution. We are a license and permitting agency, full regulatory compliance out of Austin, Texas. We're also a proud member of NATSA, which is why we're here today. I'll give you a little background about myself and about TransTex. I have been in this business for right at 31 years. Right out of high school, I was not a college girl. School was not for me. Didn't care for it in high school. Didn't want to go after. So I went straight into the workforce. I happened to stumble onto a job for a company, a small family-owned business out of Little Rock, Arkansas. And this is what they did, regulatory compliance. So I ended up going to work for this company, and it didn't take me long to figure out that I loved it. Loved what I was doing. I loved the people that I was working with. Talking to truck drivers it's fun. They're good people. They're wonderful people. And I just fell in love with it. And I was there for about 20 years. And over the course of that 20 years, I just did pretty much everything. I learned how to do everything that they did at their office, except for accounting. Not accounting, still not my thing either. But anyway, so I was there for about 20 years. And in 2013, this is my husband, Thomas. I should have introduced him.
Hey.
He works with me as well. We were a little restless and thinking it was time for a change. And so Thomas and my sister and brother-in-law, they started talking to me, and they said, you could do this on your own. You know how to do it. You can start your own business. And I'm like, oh, maybe not. So after about a year of talking about it and praying about it, finally we made the decision. And I said, okay, well, if we're going to do this, I don't want to do this here because I love my family here. And I don't want to be, crossing any ties or anything. So my sister said, come to Texas, come to Austin, come down here with us. And so we did. We put our house on the market, literally sold in 3 days, and we packed up our family and we moved to Austin, Texas, where we started TransTex. I started out in a bedroom by myself. It was just me. Thomas had to work a full-time job, sometimes two, sometimes two jobs. But we started out in a bedroom and then worked my way up to other areas of the house. And then finally in 2018, I was able to bring Thomas on full-time to work with me. And it wasn't long after that we were actually able to get an office. So, which helped tremendously when you're married and you're together 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And obviously add employees as well. So when I started TransTex, everything I do is based on relationships. And some people say a lot. I've had a couple of people tell me that I have a stamp on my forehead that says, tell me your life story. And I kind of do. And I love that. Love to talk, love to get to know people. So when I started TransTex, it started off being relationship based. Very important that I know my clients, that they know me, that when they call, we know who they are. And we've continued that as we've grown. We've been able to continue that relationship. Feel very blessed that we have employees that are the same way. When a client calls, we may know, their kid is getting ready to graduate from high school. Maybe they had a new grandbaby. We know their names.
Yeah, they go on vacation.
Yeah, and where they went, and did they have a good time? And sometimes Meredith works with us. Sometimes she's a counselor. And I'm like, wait a minute, we're not counselors. Hold up. But we have really good relationships with our clients. Our goal as we've grown is being able to help them to understand that we're here to be a partnership with them. We want to watch them grow, be with them as they do it, and just really be that partner that they need, And
part of that growth is because of the way we partner with them, and it's very personal with us. Word of mouth has been
our soul.
Huge part of our growth.
Yeah.
So,
And so speaking of growth, it was about 2017 when he had been working with me some part-time, and it was about 2017. I was just getting to the point where I knew that it wasn't going to be much longer, that I wasn't going to be able to do this on my own, just me. And that also,
we were paper-based.
we were paper-based.
Yeah.
Where I was paper girl, raised on paper, file cabinets full of paper. So we started to look around to try to find a way to kind of try to get automated.
Be more efficient.
Have less paper, be able to track things better. And we were just getting ready to hire somebody locally to come in and try to start building something, which if you've ever done that, and I know a lot of you do, how expensive that is. And especially when you're a small business. But then a colleague of mine said, wait, stop. I know someone. And she introduced us to the gentleman who created the program that we still use to this day. He created it specifically for companies like ours, so that we could streamline registration processes and keep our clients informed of what's coming and what's happening. And so that was a huge
game changer
for us. It was huge. So it was right after that, when we started with that program, that I was able to bring Thomas on full time. And when I brought Thomas on full time, the first thing I did was I handed him fuel taxes. I said, here, you're going to learn how to do fuel taxes. You're good with numbers. You're very tedious in everything that you do. And I don't like that part of it. He said I shouldn't say that, but I don't like numbers. That's why I don't do the accounting. But anyway, so he took that over. I taught him how to do that, and he learned it. And then we decided that because of the system that we had, and the capabilities of it, that we would be able to learn safety. Right. Because with safety, there can be no mistakes. This is their everything. So
our system is already created to be automated as far as safety compliance goes. As far as our clients can hire drivers through the system, it tracks their drug and alcohol, their driver files, their maintenance, and again, it's fully automated. So like the reminders we have on the registered agent side, it reminds them anytime the driver's not compliant or when a CDL or med card's up. So it really streamlines the process for our clients. It's very easy for them. And again, with the client portal, they have 24/7 access to literally everything we do. So it's for the client, it's actually nice and easy. For us, it was all the learning and the process.
Oh, it was a lot of learning.
Regulations and understanding all that, which to me is very fascinating. I love the world of safety.
He didn't come from a trucking background.
So
until he came to work.
Right. But with
studies,
with courses and training and meeting people in the industry, I think we've built a pretty good web of information to build.
And our TXTA has been fabulous. They're amazing.
Been wonderful.
Lots of good information and things that they do there too. So I'm very proud of how far he's come in just the years that he's been doing this. I mean, I've been doing this 30, and he has learned a lot more in the last 7 years than I. It took me 30. So, but our safety department's really grown, and that's kind of our right now. We're focusing on that growth because there's such a need. There's a huge need for it. Let's see. My area of expertise is, or what I enjoy the most. I can do pretty much everything except for this. I don't handle safety, but I enjoy startups. Startups are my heart. The majority of our clients are small businesses, just like us, and that's because of the personal. That goes. They want to be personal, just like like we do. Like to know who you are when you call. I like to go somewhere and someone knows who I am. If I'm doing business with them, I want them to know who I am.
But like with us, when we started up, we didn't really have someone that could show us.
Right. When we started TransTex, I knew how to do what I did very, very well. But that's just a small amount of what it is to actually own and run a business. So learning it over the years has been just a lot. And I've been also blessed to come across people that could help me later on down the line. But from our startups, I love it because, you know, they'll come and they'll say, I have been driving for 20 years for somebody else. And you know what? I want to do this for myself. I want to be my own boss. I want to decide when I'm home and when I'm not. And so I can help them, take them from, you know, starting their corporation to, you know, getting their DOT and authority, any permits, anything they need to get them legal, the truck's legal, and then to safety, to compliance, then maintain and help them to grow and watch them grow. And it's exciting for me because I understand it on a personal level. So startups are my favorite. We're not all startups, but we've had a lot of startups, and we've had a lot of them that, you know, have grown and are still with us today. So that's kind of my area of expertise. We service clients all over the United States, depending on what the service is. Federal, anybody anywhere in the United States. Safety, same thing. Apportion registrations. That's where there's, you know, some we do, some we don't. But that's the wonderful thing about this organization, about NHTSA. After I joined NHTSA and got to start meeting some of the other owners and even employees from other companies that do the things that we do, it just opened up a whole network for us to be able to, instead of saying to somebody who calls and says, I need help in California, I live in California, I need tags, I need, you know, rather than having to say, oh, I'm sorry, we just don't do that. We've been able to, you know, get with other agents and refer to people that we know that we can trust that will take care of them. Because I mean, being a small business again, and when you throw your heart and your soul into something, you want to make sure that you refer somebody somewhere that, man, if you're going to put your name behind it, it better be somebody that's going to do it. It takes a long time to trust that. And we found this wonderful group of people who have the same mentality, the same feeling about what they do. They care, they love the industry. So when I refer a client, I know they're being taken care of. And sometimes I can collaborate. Sometimes I don't even have to refer. Sometimes I can just say, hey, I need help with this. This may not be our strongest suit, but guess what? We're going to work together. And same on their end. They can contact us. If they're not familiar with what we do, especially Texas, because this is where we're based and we know it inside and out, they can call and say, hey, you know, we're out of New York and we don't, you know, we're not sure about Texas. Can you help us? And they can retain their clients, and we can just help them in the background. And it's just been another way to grow. So we're just really, really thankful for that. And, you know, another part of that too is that right now there is so much fraud going on in this industry in a lot of different areas. But the one that we see a lot is third-party agencies who prey on small carriers, prey on them in a way that, you know, they make them think that they are the FMCSA or they are the DOT. They scare them, and they're not. Yeah. So we've been able to, you know, help our clients. That's another thing, is they can call anytime. We tell them, if you get something and you're not sure, better ask than to, you know, give somebody a credit card over the phone. Ask. But if we're something we can't handle, we're confident with our fellow NHTSA members to be able to say, here, you know, they're going to take great care of you, and they do. So that's helped a lot too in helping us to grow. It's just not having to just say no, but be able to refer out the things we can't do or collaborate, and then come back and do, you know, take care of the things that we do. I think it's just been, you know, an amazing ride, and we're continuing to grow. And right now, I think our goal is to really expand our safety. Thomas has been, like we talked about, he takes classes. He's always going and doing so. We're working towards the goal of being able to actually send him out to help people start their safety programs from the ground up, not just electronically and not just, but, you know, in person. So that's kind of our next step. That's where we're headed. And yeah, I mean, we just really feel lucky to be here. So,
Happy customer story.
oh, happy customers. Yeah, forgot about that. Oh, yeah. Wanted to give we've had several, obviously, or we wouldn't still be in business, and especially being all word of mouth. But one of my favorite happy customer stories and happy me stories is that I got them to do it. When one of our original clients was a rather large client out of Arkansas, and a couple of years into handling their account, they got bought out by an even larger company out of Birmingham. And so this client, we had handled a tag program, a successful tag program for them for a couple of years. When we got bought out by this larger company, there's, some larger companies are skeptical. They don't, necessarily pick up and do just like the original company did. There's always changes when there's a buyout. But anyway, so they came back after about a year or so and said, hey, will you help us get our drivers, our owner ops that are coming on, help them get tags? And of course, absolutely, we'll help you. Do you want to have a tag program? No, we don't want to have a tag program. We just want you to tag them from wherever they're domiciled, which, some states take longer than others. Yeah. So it doesn't always mean they can get going that day, the next day, or sometimes even that week, depending upon the state. So we did this for a couple of years, and every time I could get a chance to hound them, I would say, you really need a tag program. It would help you tremendously to get these drivers in and out, and we can do it, and you're just going to love it. Finally, after 2 years of hounding them about it, they said, okay, Amy, okay, we'll try it. We'll do it. 5 years later, we're still running their tag program. Very successful tag program.
2 fleets.
2 fleets, large fleets. And those drivers come in on Monday for orientation. If everything goes well in orientation, they sign their lease on Wednesday, and they're on the road that afternoon.
Yep, they have a tent that afternoon.
And they're gone. Yeah. And it just works beautifully. And we run all of that. And someone breaks lease, turns their tags in. This is what you're going to refund them. This is what we're going to invoice the person who took over that tag. It just works beautifully. And it's allowed them to be able to get their drivers out there and not be down. Because, if you're in this industry, I mean, that, even a couple of days of not working, when you have a $2,500 truck payment and you have insurance and, family to take care of, can't do it. So that's my main happy client story that I wanted to share today. So I'm proud of that. So anyway, this is about us, and I will just encourage anyone who's watching it. Well, first of all, if you're a motor carrier, you work for one, call us. We're happy to help you. Like I said, we can't. We will find somebody who can. We know lots of people, lots of good people. And then also to my fellow NAPSA members, if you haven't thought about, as being a member, haven't thought about that whole collaboration, it really is a great thing. Think about it. If you want to expand and grow, and not have to say no, think about it.